Just one sec.
Also,
hey YouTube, hi, sorry. My stream crashed, everything crashed, but we're back up and running now. The last thing I heard was Charles standing up from the ground and Jessica taking the Bible so that they could head out into another area. Charles full up on paper and whatnot is the last thing that I heard. Really sorry. I got super distracted for a second, and that's when the crash happened, of course, right when I got a little sidetracked.
I did want to say, Ethan said something about living on the side of a mountain doing our horror podcast, which is true and funny. And what makes it even funnier is that there's not a single light near your house. It's pitch
Nothing.
black at night. It's
Yep.
crazy.
I am truly I live in a like one horse town, and I live on the edge of my one horse town. I am like right out there up a hill. Fun fact, we can't get garbage service here. I have to drive my garbage to get thrown away. So yeah, I leave this very spooky thing, and then sometimes I have to go outside late at night and drive my garbage to where you dump it. Absolutely a real dump. I'm not I'm not leaving it in my
Dump it
neighbor's
in the
yard.
woods.
What did I miss?
Nothing, because after a couple seconds you went, oop, and then we heard you cutting
And we
out.
joked around a little bit, saying that we should have let the Bible got him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Too good.
So the Bible has been taken by Jessica. We made a joke that, of course, she takes her Bible everywhere. She's a good Christian girl.
Nice, nice.
And that was where we cut out as they came up to you. Or as you, they came up to Connor, and they are about to embark to the sheriff's office, I believe.
Yes. Unless anyone has opposing idea.
Not there.
I'm just not feeling so good. You got one of you drive, but drive carefully, please.
Yeah, I got it. Unless it looked like you were all right. Just you want to keep on driving.
Sure. For the last time probably in my life, since I'm holding a cursed Bible and the devil's here, so I don't know.
Say the devil's here.
There's a Bible. It's hot. I thought I had homework to do, and it's just like
Extra credit time.
It's gonna have to wait.
Yeah. I guess with the president gone, they might not start up school tomorrow either.
There'll be nobody to say not to start up school
Very true.
tomorrow. I will put that out.
I do want to say I was never more certain of anything than I was certain that Connor was about to shoot him in the head about 40 minutes ago. When he said,
What
like,
are you gonna
what
do?
you
Bring me
said,
to
what are you gonna
jail?
do? And I went, I was like, I think I know what's
You're
about
gonna
to
kill him
happen.
too.
Like,
The thought crossed my mind.
in the TV show, it would be, oh, pot. It's like crazy. I was relieved because we still have some info to get out of him, but oh my goodness gracious.
The thought crossed my mind, and I was like, Connor's not that bad.
So I imagine at the same time, Thomas and the sheriff are starting. Thomas is like stitched up. He's still kind of woozy from hitting his head and losing blood. He's got a little apple juice or something, and is like limping on a crutch from the hospital towards the front door. Even though he doesn't really he doesn't need it too much, but he's sort of leaning on it, heading out towards the vehicle, because I'm assuming, for the sake of everything, he'll go, just take me to the sheriff's office that I can get out of here. I can't afford to be here any longer. And it's 1991, so he takes out $40 to pay for his hospital service. And we gets in the sheriff's car, and we start driving off that way in the hopes that from there maybe he can get to his truck or something.
Yeah, roll me plus sharp as you jump into the passenger seat of the sheriff's vehicle.
Absolutely. Wow, huge. 4 + 4 + 2, 10.
I think that Thomas, given his history, makes a small habit out of something. And that is every time he gets into his car, fearing the men in black, looks into the back seat. Thomas, you get into the car and you look in the back seat. And for a second you go, great, nobody's there. And then you go,
Nobody's there.
Nobody's there. And the body that was in the back of this car, gone.
Thomas opens the door. The sheriff is, I assume, like still walking around the car, and he goes, "The body's gone.
What? He goes over and he looks in. He's like, "Fuck! What?
The girl's gone." He reaches over and will, give me the keys. Give me the keys. Grabs the keys, runs around the car, puts them in the trunk, and pops the trunk.
You pop the trunk, open it up, and the body of the mayor is still there.
Son of a bitch. He'll look up, look at the mayor, look back, and go, they didn't take the other one though. So trying to think of a lie on the fly. He goes, we should have left this in the hospital. He's looking down at the dead body in the trunk. We could have given this to them. What do we? He looks around. He looks at the front of the hospital. Are there cameras?
There are 2 cameras pointing out at the
Where'd you
lot
park
and
the
at
car?
main
Did you
door.
park up front here?
Yeah, it's up front.
Shit, I see cameras. And Thomas will run back inside the hospital. I was gonna try to go. Hopefully
He
the
runs in
sheriff
after
left a
you.
note on the door or something.
The sheriff gets into his vehicle and he makes a call out on the CB, and he says, "Be advised, any operators in the area. I want it to be clear that currently there's a missing person who's believed to be incredibly injured, if not dead. I think somebody might have taken them, so keep your eyes peeled. It's a young woman with kinky brown hair. She is young, about 18, 19 years of age. So if you see somebody with a dead body or if you see a young injured woman wandering, please call out on the CB to this number." And everybody in Connor's van hears the call get made from the sheriff because you have a CB radio in your utility vehicle.
As Thomas runs in through the front door of the hospital, he goes, "What? Where's your security? Somebody got a body got taken out of the sheriff's car. Do you have the? Where do they feed to?" And he's like at the reception desk, and he runs up and he's like, "Do they feed to a VCR somewhere?"
Yeah, right back. And she points, and there's like a back office off of that main thing. They all saw you come in here with the sheriff. They're not going to question anything you're saying right now. They point, and I assume you bust back
I
there.
forgot I'm just a guy. It's very lucky that they did that. I forgot I'm just a man. I push past and like open up the door into what I assume is just like a little security office. Is there like a security guard in the room, or is it just like a bank of VCRs plugged into CRTVs?
Just a bank of VCRs plugged into TVs, not an on-duty guard.
Thomas, ever the respectful chap, takes a blank VHS tape off the wall, pops out the one for today, puts a new one in, puts the other one into the TV so that they don't lose the rest of today.
What if another body gets stolen?
What if
today,
something else happens? Presses the power button and then presses rewind on the TV and goes back like, I don't know, an hour or two, which means rewind, play, rewind, play. And having to look because it goes to static while it rewinds before he gets like the right time and then starts to do like double speed forwards.
You double speed forwards. And you're like, okay, car pulls up, watching it happen. You hear the sheriff out a ways. The door's still open as he's calling out on the CB. You're fast forwarding, watching it pass by. Vehicle drives past. You lock on to see if it's going to stop. It passes by. A couple people enter in. Somebody with like a broken leg is entering into the urgent care at this point. They don't stop at the sheriff's vehicle. And then about 30 minutes into this hour-long rewind, you're halfway there. Nobody approaches the car. The door inside opens. And you see that young girl stand out of the vehicle, look left and right, and then walk down towards the main road.
2 legs or 4 legs?
2 legs.
Eject, takes the tape, puts it in the front of his jacket, and goes, "Okay, all right. It's definitely a real case." Okay. Turns and walks out of the front, shuts the door, and goes, "I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to just head out. It looks like somebody might have gotten in through the door." Because he knows he has the only copy of the tape, so he can say whatever he wants. And walks out over to the sheriff's car. He's like got his hand on it. And he comes around the corner and he goes, I saw something very strange just now, Sheriff. I would like to take the time to be. This is happening to me a lot lately. I would like to take the time to be careful and cautious with you, but I'm afraid that care and caution will have to give way to candid. I need you to drive me to the college right now.
I mean, you got to roll persuasion. Or what is it?
I'm just gonna see how much I have
manipulate.
to tell him. I'll tell him everything if I need to, even though he might not believe me. I suddenly really wish I have a move that's like, people believe you because you are so crazy, and I didn't take it. I should have.
They buy in.
Wow. I'm rolling very well, and I would like to stop. So that I could get
wanna level
some
up, yeah.
experience. That's an 11. That is 6 + 4 + 1. I go, I will explain on the way. We have to leave now.
Yeah. All right, let's go. It's not like I got a lead on anything. Let's go. He opens the door for you, closes it, jumps in. He does that slide across the hood, and then goes into the driver's side, starts it, and floors it out. It's only been about 45 seconds since that call was made. Connor, Charles, and Jessica, you hear the sheriff call out about an injured girl potentially being on the loose, maybe taken by somebody, maybe dead. And that calls through. You do know it's the sheriff. Connor, you recognize his voice. Do you call out on your CB radio, or do you let that stay?
Should we report like you guys said you had seen someone running through the woods, right?
Yeah, we should probably report that. I'll turn the CV. Do you know the sheriff? I've never talked to him.
I think that the two people who live here would certainly know of him. You're not friends with the sheriff, but you've seen him around.
Yeah,
he
he
goes to all the
probably does the
parades.
like presentations at the college. He probably
Yeah,
does the
yeah.
like and remember, like, you know.
Yeah, everybody knows the sheriff.
Especially because
Alright.
there's one.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Actually, that means every time somebody breaks a law on the college campus, the sheriff has to like trudge up to the door.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he comes to like the track and field tournaments and stuff like that too. Seems like a pretty active guy.
All right. If you want to report to the sheriff, I guess this would be the best way at the moment. Give him our kind of what happened.
All right.
Let him know that we have the suspect.
All right. I guess I'll press the little button and be like, Sheriff, you there?
This is the sheriff speaking.
Hey, we're at the college, I guess. And did we hear that he was like at the hospital, or did we get a location from him when
He
did
didn't
it?
say a location. He just said
All right.
call out if you have seen or heard
All right.
anything.
All right. We did see someone running through the woods about, was it west of the college? What was the direction they were heading?
They were heading northwest.
Northwest from away from the college. I tried to follow, but couldn't find who they were.
He responds and says, How long ago?
About an hour or so, I think.
He looks over at you, Thomas. He doesn't respond on the radio. He goes, What the hell?
I
Is
grab
that
it and go, Sheriff, you're
girl?"
never gonna believe this. These are the people that I was trying to get to. And I'll click the CV and go, Hey everybody, it's Thomas. I'm in the sheriff's car. Where are you?
We're leaving from the college right now.
I go,
Did
the
you-
north of Elizabeth. Are you by McDonald's?
Yeah, they're
Uh,
by McDonald's.
Yeah.
We'll meet you there.
All right. See you soon.
Will you
Click,
guys order McDonald's while you wait?
It's very true. It's
Hash
1991.
browns.
You have to meet at a location.
Yes, it's
so
true.
as
That's the sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we get the $2 million for the
That's
series.
McDonald's. We already plugged you. Come on.
I,
This
I'll
is
tell you
fun.
what,
frankly, you owe us
Connor-
money.
Connors is getting some fries and apple pie.
Fries and apple pie, very American. That only leaves Jessica. Jessica, are you a
A
McDonald's
Diet
person?
Coke? Like,
Dang. Yeah, everybody else getting some food, just sipping on a Diet Coke.
Maybe some nuggies.
What a move, though. Honestly, could be the move. I would be intimidated if
You,
if I
Diet
got
Coke.
McDonald's with a group and somebody went medium Diet Coke. I'd be like, "What's your life
Oh.
like? Like, what's what are you up to the rest of your day?" No, yeah. As we kind of like speed off, I'll look over.
Should we?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, should we play like good cop, bad cop, or whatever it is, Connors? Like, get Brian some food or not, or keep him as he is?
We aren't getting him any food.
You're in the
Alright.
drive-through. He's like, "Come on!" No, he doesn't say.
Give me a
Yeah, order him
McFlurry.
a black order him a black coffee.
That sounds great.
A fillet of fish. Ugh.
I
I
like a fillet of fish.
Oh,
Thomas will give the sheriff a very watered down, extremely thin version of what he knows. He will give him like a real gentle version of this where he's like, well, I was on my way to the library at the school and I ran into Charles. The two of us had become acquainted as friends lately, and they were talking about that other girl disappearing, and then I ran into you. And you had said you had found tire marks, so I went back to tell them, obviously, because I was worried at the school when we ran into poor Jessica Fitch, looking for another friend who'd gone missing. I think maybe the girl in the back seat. That's what I was doing, driving around in my truck. Jessica was nervous as anything, and so I figured I'd go around and try to find what I could, and that's when I stumbled upon you and all of that unfortunateness. So it's fortuitous that I managed to get a hold of them. That's why I wanted to head their way. Thomas is hugely relieved that he doesn't need to tell the sheriff that the supernatural is real on a random Thursday at 2 p.m. And so he gives him like this very light diet version, and he goes, and Connors has really been calling a lot of shots, acting very authoritatively. So I don't know. I had assumed that maybe he was some kind of, I'm a little bit of a journalist myself. I assumed maybe he was some kind of bigwig or other fella, because man projects a certain amount of confidence when he asks you to help him in a situation. You kind of can't help but go along with it. So next thing I knew, I was driving all over town.
He leans back and he goes, "It's the goddamn FBI. I bet you that Connor's the FBI agent." They said,
What?
"We
What do you mean? Not what
the
one could
office-
say.
The office was told there's going to be an FBI agent in town," which I thought was strange. But I wasn't going to look into it too deeply. Maybe they knew something was going to happen here. Maybe they were told a bit about some cult going on or something. They didn't warn us, but they brought in an agent. But yeah, we weren't told who it was. Could be him.
Some kooky bunch of college students thinking they can summon a witch by cutting people up, or maybe, I don't know, some old adults who got a little too into their cups, something like that, got into the LSD. I don't know. People do strange things. Playing too much Dungeons and Dragons drove them mad. As we sort of
That's my
continue
guess.
that drive.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Why
we've
would-
got two, so maybe there's more, maybe there's not. And we cut over to Charles Kevinson.
yeah. Oh, Connors, I guess, or Jessica, if you want to order maybe like 3 or so cups of ice, that might be good too. Keep things cool.
All right.
It's so hot. Your Diet Coke would melt in
Very
an
practical.
instant.
Very practical.
Yeah, Connor, you asked for 3 cups of ice, and you're like, "How much are they going to cost?" And they said, "Ice," and they just hand you the 3 cups of ice. This is 1991. They don't give a damn about ice or plastic or paper cups, whatever they're handing out. They hand that over to you, and you park and you wait. You enjoy your meals and/or Diet Cokes, as it were. And after about 10 minutes pass, Thomas, you pull up in the sheriff's vehicle. Everybody you see Thomas pull up, get out of the car, wincing, just wrecked.
In a
So
patient,
bad.
in a patient's outfit still.
Butt cheeks out.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, buddy. What hit you? Did a car hit you?
No, I went to the town hall and the mayor tried to stab me to death with a knife made out of obsidian. It was a whole thing.
But I
Oh,
will
we found
say
one too.
somebody was hit by a car, so very close.
That's extremely
Oh.
close. The sheriff did hit the mayor with his car and kill him. He's in the trunk. Well, how's your thing? I look and I go, is that fucking Brian Pierce?
Still
He's
alive.
like looking through glass inside the van at all of you, handcuffs on.
I'll
Yeah.
Weird that you mentioned
Thomas
obsidian knife.
Thomas
He had
holds
one
up
too.
holds the obsidian knife up to Brian in the window and gives him the bird.
I got that from Walmart.
He
He's
was
not
hoping
been
that maybe he could
cooperative.
signal that he has a different one than the other ones have.
Oh yeah, no, he's saying I got mine from Walmart.
And then he goes, "So, the number one, did you guys get me anything? Or do I have to
I've
go
got
in
another hash
order?"
brown here if you want.
I'd take it. He
We got you
denies that.
ice.
I
Just a couple
just,
eyes.
you guys just get the full download. I don't feel like repeating it for the
Yeah.
audience doesn't need to hear it for the 9th time. I just give the full download, every detail that I can remember, what happened, the frothing at the mouth, all of it.
Well, maybe with the temperatures rising, we should put this guy on ice. At least, like, literally with ice. Maybe that'll kind of keep his head cool and maybe he'll spill some beads.
You want to kill him?
No, just like put the ice on him.
Okay, so he was chasing a girl. That's
Yeah.
bad.
That is bad.
That's not enough to charge him with accessory to murder or anything.
Oh
We need
no,
more than
no.
that.
Don't worry about that.
He did try to stab us with a knife too, the obsidian one. Same type of weapon, I guess, that you got stabbed with, Thomas.
Yeah.
I assured the sheriff. Here, come to the van. I'm gonna show him the tape recording the bug that I got him.
Yeah, you play it
The
back.
phone call?
I want to
please
start
back.
putting ice on Brian Pierce from one of the cups.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm glad he got a recording of this because we heard it, but this wasn't.
I was
it
in the
our
mayor's
word.
office when he called.
Mm.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
That was
So,
wild.
all right. Yeah, we can book him, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to get the DA to get charges to stick. We've got a knife that is similar to the knife we found at an actual crime scene. We have him supposedly chasing after a girl. We got to look at some security footage to see if that's gonna be provable. We have him admitting to knowing something was going on, so that's accessory to murder.
Yeah.
I think we could probably get him on that.
Yeah, he did say that like the socialites themselves are involved in this too.
Actually, they did describe it as an explicit operation between the two of them, so it is probably conspiracy at least. Hey Bri, I lean my head in the window and go, "So the guy who you called all afraid of, I got great news. You got nothing to be afraid of. He's dead in the trunk. We hit him with the car. So if there was anything keeping you from just being fully open and honest, you have yet to commit a particularly substantial crime. I am sure the officer, as you just heard, the DA might not be sort of confident in the continuing, but if you continue to be an accessory and accomplice and conspirator / confederate to murder, then that will continue to compound. However, if you begin to become a cooperative, unfortunate, a tag-along witness, you may yet have a chance to sort of limp out of this thing, living a normal..." And Thomas is going to make some assumptions and try to make a little bit of meaningful eye contact and go, "And live a normal, average life, finish out the clock like normal, instead of doing it in a cell somewhere. Might not be a bad way to spend it, but as things are, seems like your hands, it's time to fold, buddy. It's time to fold. You don't have a hand anymore." I look around. All right, it's just me.
I stand there with like all the ice, kind of like trying to menace him, I guess.
What is going on with I look over at Connor. What's up with the ice? What's the ice?
If they're connected to the heat in town, maybe cooling them down will be something that they'll be averse to.
The sheriff says, "What?"
Don't worry about it.
It seems like he's been more comfortable with the heat in town, perhaps, I think.
I think Charles is having trouble with the heat. I just make eye contact with Brian Pierce. I can roll plus charm. I don't know. I'm only rocking a +1, but I guess I've got my odds here. I can't think of anything other than manipulate someone. I guess my only question is he back foot enough that I get a +1, or is this just a straight roll still?
Straight roll.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about seemingly being immortal or living a very long time. You're like, I'll figure my way out. You're like, it's a 5. It's a 3 + 1 + 1. It's a 5. Mark experience. Thomas might pass out.
Did the mayor happen to finish what he was up to?
You could take this moment to give me a teaspoon of transparency and buy yourself a cup of grace. And that is a good conversion rate on that. I'll tell you what, I don't know. I didn't count while he was stabbing. I don't know if when he stabbed me it counted. But the woman he stabbed was dead. And she got up and walked away. What does that mean?
He closes his eyes and a smile brightens his face. He says, "Thank God. Thank the Lord." All right.
Thank God.
Yeah.
All right. So what?
I'm
so
happy
what?
to talk.
All right. So what? You keep something worse at bay by committing a terrible act every once in a while.
No.
I've read a lot of these. I've seen a lot of these. We're figuring this out, but it's easy to figure out when we do it together. I look back at the sheriff and give him a pause hand.
Our attempt is to free the worst so the best can emerge.
Yeah, it's a cult. I look at the sheriff. It's a cult thing for sure. I feel like do you guys know the King of the Hill thing where he's like, "Is this the cult?
Yeah.
Well, this is a community dedicated. It's the cult."
It's the
and
cult.
turns the car
Yeah.
off. Yeah. He was really hoping that this was a thing where they were like pilgrims or whatever that were like, "We need to live forever so that we can keep the devil locked." But no, they're just crazy.
This is just like Left Behind. It's the Rapture. They're trying to bring about the Rapture.
Go ahead and Google Left Behind. When was that released?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you
91.
trying to free the worst so that the best can prosper. Are you trying to burn things down so that new growth can take seed in the land? All that jazz?
Yeah, essentially. And the good news is, with the task being completed and her getting up after the incident and walking away, that means our part's done. So I'm happy to talk. I'll blab all day long.
Great. What's the next part?
Next part is whatever we brought is going to start laying some seeds, sowing them, and then reaping.
So the one that went walking is the snake then in this said grass?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, you really mixed your metaphor on that one. All
It's
right.
1995, so.
It's based on this.
Like if you cry every time. Okay. I don't suppose you're willing to just tell me what it is you're trying to bring? Does it have something to do with the witch? Something to do with the cabin?
Yes, in a sort of general sense, the witch is sort of
I look over at Jessica. There's a witch in a cabin. It's a whole thing.
This town is built with some dark magics sort of confluenced about it. The witch was sort of what kicked that all off. So this town works well because of that, as a hosting site for dark magic and evil. We have summoned forth demon from hell, who is going to...
Why in the name of anything? Okay, continue.
The point is essentially to begin the rapture. That's all.
This is just like Left Behind.
This is
in
why
4 years.
This is why the keeper mentioned the local parish when he introduced the adventure. He throws his drink on the ground. All right.
No!
Okay. All right. So, all right. Got to kick off the end times. That's great. Kick off. Great. I look over. I go, all right. The needle has moved somewhat, friends, and I'll just sort of push Brian back into the van. Does anybody have any more questions for this freak?
I'm just gonna toss all that ice on him and just leave that be.
Yeah, I'd like to know where the hell he got that idea. Like, who told him that? Why?
Who told me about the
Answer
rapture?
her, or we'll get another cup of ice. Who said you could do it this way?
We had been given a sort of ancient book that had some details that had been omitted from
The Bible?
yeah, an ancient version of the Bible.
An ancient book, the Bible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So got a
Well,
copy of the book that's
authoritative
still.
old.
I've got a Bible too. I don't bring about the end times. That's really funny that you say that.
Your book has omitted many, many details.
All right, so y'all got a Bible with the Book of Cain or whatever it is in it, and flipping through found your nefariousness. All right, are you a Methodist or a Baptist?
Baptist.
All right, he shuts the doors and goes, Baptist church it is. Starts swinging around to the front. And he goes, okay. He looks at the sheriff. How's the sheriff doing?
The sheriff he's taken in the fact that he's admitted to taking part in this, and that's an easy conviction, but is also like gobsmacked. You turn after closing the door, she said, what the fuck was he talking about?
So it seems like, and I will sort of like pivot and turn as I talk to the sheriff so that he is not facing everybody else, and I'll go, so it would seem that the mayor and him were members of some kind of weird cult, thinking that they can bring about the end times, killing people so that they can do nefarious whatnots. I'm trying to think, is there like, oh gosh, I don't know if like has Waco happened yet? When was Waco, Texas?
I think Waco already happened.
That would be huge if I could just hit him with that.
1993, so not yet. It's a couple years later.
There's a lot of murmurings on chat groups of strange behaviors like this. It sounds to me, Sheriff, like you got yourself a genuine, not televangelist, but fanatic cult of some kind or other. I don't know. I was worried it might be something supernatural, and I make very wide eye contact with everybody behind the sheriff, and I go, some strange happening where this local Bible may actually be connected to some long gone mystery that's half being discovered. But it sounds like it might just be some crazy people, which is, so that's, I suppose, can you call the National Guard? What is sort of the top of your belt, Sheriff?
He says, I do need to make some call. And then he looks at the group here, and he sees Connors, and he goes, are you in the FBI?
I smile and flash my badge.
Thank Christ.
We told you about that we were going to have an agent here.
Yeah, that's great news. I'm happy to help you out, agent. We got to figure out what the hell's going on here. Thank God it's not just me. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Goodness. Oh,
Good
my
session,
goodness.
gang. We're getting closer.
I've never been left so truly wordless. 2 or 3 times you were like, what do you do? And I was like, I do not know. I have no idea. Oh my gosh, I didn't think it was going to be devil stuff. I thought it was a bunch of weirdos trying to live forever.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to The Party Makes Things Worse, the Prince of Charming Monster of the Week edition. We are going to be changing our dates for this stream coming up. So instead of every Thursday, we're going to be moving to every Monday. And that is going to be same time, so 7:30 to 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Besides that, me, Ethan, and Michael, aka Thomas and Connor, have a Let's Play going right now of Elden Ring. We're getting into the DLC.
Yeah.
So you can join in that on Sunday from 7:30 to about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. And we have one additional stream, and that is DM Writer's Room, where we demystify the DMing and prepping process. So we go in, we build adventures, modules, one-page RPGs, world building. We do all that live with audience interaction. So if you come up with an idea we like, we'll throw it in. If we don't like it, maybe we throw it in to see what it does to the world or the setting, and we figure it all out. And that stream is every Tuesday, 7:30 to about 9:30, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, depending. So thank you for tuning in. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on TikTok, where we post memes and helpful D&D and various TTRPG videos. You can buy our adventure, The Lich's Dollhouse and Drive Through RPG. And that is the end of my word salad that I'd spit out really quick. We will see you next stream.
Peace.
Good night.
Bye.